Welcome back to All G's, sometimes All G's React, and I'm back today with
Sir Cash.
And today we have, I was mad at myself, so I cheated on you. We're going to check out this video. This is very interesting.
Okay.
I want to see what's said.
And I haven't seen this, so this is new.
I want to see what's said. Like I want this explained.
Okay.
I want explanation.
Well, why did he think he's with you?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he's confused. Are you videotaping me?
Thinking about it.
Go ahead.
You know?
Go ahead. I'm not sure.
No.
Okay. What I want to know is when did you become the type of person that would do that?
I answered you.
You became, when you're saying when you fell in love with me, that's when you decided to be the type of person that would lie to me.
It wasn't conscious. It
Okay.
was a...
Yeah, but let's be very clear. You lied to me utilizing your daughter as an excuse.
I have already admitted to all of that.
Repeatedly.
You keep saying
Well, I
it.
just want to keep...
I know, and I've admitted to it, and you keep saying it.
And then when you got caught lying, using your daughter as an excuse over and over again,
Yes.
you got caught.
Yes.
You then decided to go for somebody else
Yes.
to pay me back for catching you in a lie.
I don't think that I could go into the whole... No.
Well, I caught you lying. You got mad.
I did.
Okay, and then when you got mad, you went with somebody else.
I was mad at me.
Okay, but you went and fucked somebody else.
I did.
Because you got caught lying.
Yes.
And now this person is
So
now.
it's mad at me.
Now this person is now texting you saying that he was with you actually all night.
He was not.
Okay, but so he's lying.
He is lying.
Okay.
He is lying. That's a big fat thing lie.
He said last Friday night. What does Katy Perry voice mean?
I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about.
So he's lying.
I think he was with somebody else before he got to me. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. I think that's the end of it. Yeah, that's the end of it. Okay.
What the hell does Katy Perry voice mean?
Hold on. I know what that means.
Okay.
And that's why it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's why their age is showing in this.
Okay.
All right. So I'll explain Katy Perry first. You know when someone does something and then they say in my blah 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 voice?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
So Katy Perry has that song last Friday night, and he's referencing I was with you last Friday night. Katy Perry voice.
Gotcha.
They're too old to understand that though. So that lets me know she's messing with a younger person.
Oh, wouldn't surprise me.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's messing with a younger person. All right. I want to go on this one.
Please.
Okay. Because first off, I believe her.
Okay.
100% believe her. There's a couple things that I've noticed. I'm not going to leave it. I might put the video up as I talk about it, but I'm not going to leave it up as it is right now. So, there's certain things about people's characteristics. Sometimes you don't listen to what they're saying. Watch what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You saw the way she was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say she's every bit of probably late 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Because she has the Karen.
Yeah. Full Karen.
Full Karen.
Mm-hmm. Bobbed everything.
Everything
yeah.
bobbed.
Yeah, Supercuts, Walmart.
And I can listen to the guy's voice until he's probably everywhere and probably maybe even early 50s.
Right.
She is sitting in a position of what you would see a child in.
Yeah, fetal position. Tucked in.
It's defensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very defensive
Yeah,
position.
I need to cover myself because I'm being attacked.
Now,
okay.
I've actually saw this position recently when I went to your car meet.
Mm.
Remember when the girl backed into that guy's car?
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the back seat?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's shield me from responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
I almost guarantee you, this position that she's in, she's been doing it ever since she was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And the parents did not break her out of that.
Mm-hmm. Get in trouble for something. Yeah, gotcha.
Sit, hide, Boo, 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 blah, blah, blah.
Right.
This is, I'll try to make this quick so then you can go ahead and go. This is a case of horrible parenting. And now that I learned that she has a daughter, I guarantee you this generational curse has been passed on. When you reward a person for bad behavior or mistakes and things like that, they grow a type of complex. Okay? Complex is, I'm so frustrated, but I need to feel good about myself. You get what I'm saying? I'm so mad. I got caught lying. Oh man, I got caught lying. I shouldn't have been lying to him. You know what I'm saying? You know, I married this person. I have feelings for this person. I shouldn't have been lying to him about whatever the situation she's lying about, because they don't really talk about that. It just talks into her being upset, but then she went and slept with somebody else. You get what I'm saying?
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. That's what happens when your kid does something and you're like, do you want a piece of candy? When they do something bad.
That's a good point.
It grows into something way worse as the person gets older. To where these type of situations, most people just say, oh, she's lying, she's this, she's that, blah, blah, blah. No. I completely believe it, because that's what that personality turns into once you're in your 40s.
Shit. She probably had that before her 30s, because women get kind of locked at an early age. And then when you don't break that habit, it happens. So at first when I was watching it, and I was like, I had the non-belief at first. Oh, that doesn't make sense. But breaking that down, that does make sense because of instant gratification. I was mad at myself, and I needed to get rid of that feeling immediately.
Yes.
I need to get rid of that feeling, and the only way I can get rid of that feeling, I mean, I can kind of get back at him, but really I want to satisfy myself. He made me feel good, and whenever you're in that act of the moment, you're not thinking about what you did that was wrong.
Right.
And so, based off of even just this video and him putting it out there, are you recording me? Basically embarrassing. Guess what? You know, call up old dude again, be like, hey, he tripping. I'm about to do this and do that. But it's something that has stemmed obviously from an earlier age, and we already know certain people don't want to take accountability for their actions, and that it hasn't been essentially taught into them at an early age. And so kids are the perfect flower pots, and whatever seeds you put in them, it will produce fruit. You will never get away from producing fruit from the seeds that you put inside. So even as parents, our responsibility is to seed our children accordingly and nip weeds accordingly in the right time too, because a weed could turn into a bigger weed.
Oh boy.
A weed could turn into one of those other looking weird trees or whatever, to a bush, and then all of a sudden it's just spiraling out of control. You know what I'm saying? Certain seeds are going to produce bad fruit, and it's just going to keep on producing bad fruit. So, I mean, I agree. Now, I understand why she would do that. Doesn't mean I agree with her. It's definitely horrible. And honestly, for the man, I'm like, all right, bro, we get it. You know what? There's millions of women like that, too. There's millions of men out there. And you have a daughter. Y'all have a daughter. So now that you put her out there, like, hey, ridicule, shame, whatever. This is what you put out there. It's now like you got complete strangers talking about your marriage. We're not talking about your marriage like it's we don't know y'all. But now you're being used as an example. But guess what? Your daughter still exists too.
Yes,
your daughter's out there as well. So as a father, you know, if I was your homeboy, like, hey, bro, why in the heck you put that out there, dude? Some people don't learn, and this is for what I know you learned, and I know I learned, and hopefully you guys have learned. You better keep family business in the house. You do not make family business public.
I will say this. I kind of feel like I completely agree with you. I completely do. Mm-hmm. I really do. But I do see a flip side to it, mm-hmm. because, you know, we have manipulative people who try to control the narrative.
True.
So, while I'm not 100% sure that these old people even try to put this on the web, you mm-hmm. know what I'm saying? But he might have hit like live or something.
Yeah.
And it went live. And now it's there forever.
Yeah.
But there are some people who do record and put that stuff out to be like, so y'all know, I wasn't the cheater. I wasn't this. I wasn't that. It was her. And so when you go back to your family, they're going to see it. Everything like it. There will be none of that that's going to get thrown my way.
Okay. Well, let me Uno reverse.
Okay.
When I had people talking bad about me in a public space, let's just say on the internet or just public space, there's two options. I can get out there and defend myself, or I can rest assured knowing that I used to want to fight people who would not physically fight, but I would want to fight back with people who would do something like that.
Right.
And then I realized sometimes that's a waste of energy. If I can communicate with the person who has an issue with me and then we resolve it, other than relying on another source, I don't necessarily want to put something out there before a narrative gets done, because it feels like that you're constantly starting something and then there's a response and then there's another response to that and then there's another response, and it keeps going. So maybe I've gotten to the point to where in my age to where I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth responding to.
I think it's like, so for me, I think it's all situational.
True.
Right? And that's why I was kind of getting at, because like this could be for legal purposes, divorce reasons. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's all situational, basically.
He probably made this video and it was supposed to be unlisted, but he forgot to change
That's
it
what I'm saying. It went public.
And then somebody was like, clip.
Example. Yeah.
Red pill moment.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like it's situational. Like, I do understand the thing, because sometimes if you've been like battling against like an in-law family for like a long time or whatever, and they always seem like you're the problem, you're this, you're that. Sometimes it's petty, which I always say don't be petty, you know what I'm saying? But never forget. But it's petty, but at the same time, it's a ha-ha moment. I've been fighting with y'all for 10 years. Y'all think I'm this, y'all think I'm that, I'm blah, 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 yeah. And actually, it's really y'all, because y'all raised her or y'all raised him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter. It's y'all raised this person, and this is what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's like that, and people are petty, and that won't change. That won't change at all. Another thing with this video, this brings me to something that is going to be very, very well known over here, because I'm start advocating for it, because I have to deal with it, and I think it's something that flies under the radar, but it will eventually cause great harm to our society. I believe she is, I'm not going to say, I believe her mind, part of her brain, is underdeveloped. Underdeveloped brains do things like this. My son's brain is underdeveloped. One side of it is. What he would do is, we'll tell him, you can't have something. Nope, you can't have that. Right? He'll sneak it, but because his brain's underdeveloped, he knows what he did was wrong, and he'll try to hide the evidence.
Okay.
Instead of being rational, sneaking it, doing what he does, and just throwing it away, and then you'll never find it. You'll find it hitting in places.
Okay.
Like behind the washing machine and things like that. It's because his brain's underdeveloped by like 6-7 years. So he's really 11-year-old with like a 4-year-old brain. You get what I'm saying? On one side. So that's why the logic behind certain things that people do, you'll be like, what? Underdevelopedness of brain is something that is starting to take major hold in society. If I could ever get the guy, I'm going to interview him. Because we took him to a brain balance place, and he breaks it all down. And once you break it down, you're like, wow. There's so many adults out here now who've never had this issue taken care of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Undiagnosed people.
Undiagnosed people. Because insurance companies don't look at it as an issue.
They don't look at it as a disability.
Nope.
Nothing worth paying out money for.
They do not. And it's $12,000, and for him, it would be $12,000 for a year program to even get him caught up to probably like he still be like maybe 2 years undeveloped or whatever, but like that's what it is. Insurance doesn't cover it. So when I see a lot of situations like with women who instantly start destroying shit, right? Mm-hmm. We jump on that bandwagon of like, oh, she's crazy. You know, we throw that word out a whole lot. Mm-hmm. This, that. No, her brain's undeveloped. She's not understanding the damage she does because she's breaking stuff that she uses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to a rational person, you're like, but you use this laptop, you use this TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that?
Right.
When you're underdeveloped, you're not thinking of that.
That's a good point.
It's a force outlet, and you break things, you express, and things like that. And he said it's shot up. Like our generation is going to be one of the last generations of levelness.
The 80s, stand up.
So that's why I said I completely believe her. Because when I was sitting there listening to her, I was just like, I see so much of what some of the things my son, like his reasoning behind things when he tries to explain things. I'm like, why did you do that? It just goes super left, and you'd be like, But if you don't like, but I know his problem. But if you don't know his problem, you're gonna be like, he's just lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, he's not.
Right.
This is his actual logic because it's so underdeveloped for him. Mm-hmm. So
that's a good point.
I mean, it's like when I start looking at it from a different perspective with that, I start seeing a lot of the same things with my son. I see all these videos people put out and make all this money off of talking down on these people because of this and that, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Your kids is going to end up being underdeveloped. Okay? Technology is what's causing it. We're using too much of one side of our brain because of technology. And we're not using the other half of our brain, which is the physical. You know, going outside, playing, things like that. Those things broken down, which I don't have time to do, but I can just give you a simple example. Playing on monkey bars, right?
Right.
You're on the monkey bars. You ever fell through the monkey bars? Okay, we've 80 kids. Fell through the monkey bars. Next time you're on the monkey bars, you're able to calculate your misstep through that experience. Completely remove that type of stuff from kids growing up now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that can lead to something so important. And that's why y'all young generation is wilding.
Yeah, it's too easy to put a tablet with flashy this in front of a kid. And, I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't done it. You know, my daughter like, here, watch the tablet. You know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. What
else you talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be going at.
Makes sense.
But that's why I'm starting to see this trend with all these people who make these videos about how women is just blah, 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 blah. We could throw names out of different people on and stuff like that. And what you're really seeing is an underdeveloped mind of a woman. And then you can see the same thing with certain men.
Oh, yeah.
Underdevelopedness. And you're like, if you don't know this, you won't look at it from that perspective. But since I have now had to sit down with therapists and do all this different type of stuff, and I see it, I'm just like, there's a lot of underdeveloped people. A lot of them.
And it feels like that, just even based off of what you just told me, the cost. How many people could even afford to get that? You know, I know mental health really isn't talked about until like something tragic happens. It was like, oh, we should have got that guy mental health. It was like, well, how much was mental health? Oh, bro, it's like $50,000. Like, where that dude get fit? Was it easier for him to get $50,000 or for him to get a pew pew for like $600? You know what I'm saying? And wild out. So, there's definitely not.
At that same time, we gotta look at our social construct and our social availability, and how for many years now this does not go on just one administration. For some of y'all who like to just pin stuff on, you know, one person, they've been reducing the health facilities, like the mental health facilities.
Oh yeah,
for like, many years.
Yeah, like we can't find funding for it. Oh snaps! You know, Pentagon and military just got this much more money, which is crazy, is because you know you have guys who come out of the military who need mental health, and they're like, "Oh, well, go to the VA." Well, okay, well, you wait 6 months. All right, that dude's already on the street. Nobody can find him. He's an alcoholic now. He's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
so
like,
yeah, we can't find money for things that truly matter, but we can find money for things that doesn't matter.
And that's what I tell people. I'm like, y'all don't realize, like, one of my things I say, which is kind of jacked up, is that person is you know, I say because we're here in Oklahoma. You know, like people like that person on crack. You know what I'm saying? Like that person on meth, right? I would say he's meth. He's methed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I say, but you need to understand how many people have issues that are sitting behind wheels of cars. You know what I'm saying? Like through all these different facets of life. You know, making your food, all these different things. Like so, this is increased by 36% by this expert. That's only going to rise. So you're going to get more and more people underdeveloped in areas that's going to be behind wheels of vehicles and traffic with you, be in public spaces with you, and things like that. And we've already seen the rise of how many homeless people we see, you know what I'm saying, around and stuff like that. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So when I see a woman like that, in that defensive stance at 47 years old, I see an underdeveloped brain little girl whose parents did her a disservice. And all she's going to do is pass that disservice on to her daughter.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That's what's going to happen. You got anything?
Honestly, no, I think that was more of a learning experience, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's easy for logical people and calculated people to be like this, that, and that. You know, I can look at it from, you know, what she did was wrong, but we're not even talking about what she did. We're talking about why she did it. You know what I'm saying? And what's the root cause?
We can always say it's wrong.
Yeah.
I completely think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Because now you damaged another person based off of what you did. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. That's still wrong. But why she did it, though, is a much deeper issue. And I just feel like we should start addressing those type of things before more people get damaged by these type of people.
Right.
And then it's going to create a narrative. All women ain't this, or all men ain't this. You get what I'm saying? And that's what happens with it. When really, if we could just check something and get it under control, we'll have less of those situations. And then you have a positive outcome to where, oh, you know, men... I've been on great dates with men. You know what I'm saying? Like it just switches. But if you something left unchecked that's negative, it only creates more negative.
I would say, at least a life lesson for me is start asking questions about somebody you're going to marry and get about their past. If they do not want to disclose their past or their upbringing, those are huge red flags.
Facts.
So,
Preach that, bro.
Because some people are like, why do you want to know about my past? I need to know who I'm getting with. I need to know where you've come from. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't buy a used car without wondering where the history of that car was. Oh man, that car been ran through. I don't know if I want to. That car's got a lot of miles on it. Where was this car located? Oh no, I don't know about all that. You need to start having that same approach when it comes to women. You need to ask men. Oh, I don't want to talk about my past, my history. I'm not who I was and a better person. It doesn't mean you're judging, but it's like, no, I kind of need to know because you could hit a landmine with somebody and not even know.
Facts.
I know I've triggered a woman based off of her past, and I had no idea. You know why? I didn't ask the questions at that time. She's like, I don't want to talk about my past. I had a bad childhood and stuff like that. Well, you know, you're just an adult version of a child. You know, so I could trigger you. I need to kind of know what it is, and if you don't, you know, that's one thing. If I could just pass on, you better get that past. And if somebody doesn't want to open about their past, doesn't mean they have to tell you everything underneath the sun at one point in time, but they should feel comfortable with kind of letting you know of who they are and where they've kind of come from and kind of what their upbringing was. You know what I'm saying? Because they could be dealing with something very mentally, and they could be using you as an emotional support person, but we're all flawed. And you, even as an emotional support person, could say something that's going to trigger that person, and then all of a sudden you're like, "This is." How many times have we heard, "This is just a completely different person. I never knew this side of you existed."
Boy,
I never knew. Well, yeah, because they didn't tell you, and you didn't ask.
Preach that, bro. Because
So-
that's crazy. Like, because what you just said is fact. That's all facts. Well, she just switched up.
Yeah.
He just switched up. Like, no, he didn't just switch up.
It's just been there.
It's been there.
Right.
You didn't ask the right question. So
Right.
if anything you want to take away, the 21 question game has went to 121 question game.
Right. Like if I started doing karate and I never did karate before, like I've never learned karate, but if I knew karate as a kid and I got into a fight, somebody was like, "Oh, snaps! I know you karate." Yeah, I knew it when I was a kid.
I went back.
Yeah, I went back. Yeah, I just kind of reverted back to what I knew. So yeah.
Oh man! All right, that's all I got. Leave your comments down below. Like I said, this is something that I'm going to try to really start pushing here because I feel like nobody talks about it at all in these situations, and it needs to be brought to the public eye. All right, I'm Nixon.
I'm Sir Cash.
And we out. Man.